All right, Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai.
Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. This is GMS Dallas, and we on a lunch break, so we want to get a quick lesson in, get our juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Because we got camp day later on. You know, I got the brother Adnai here with me, and I'm Yatazak, and what we want to do is we want to get into this being a high time to wake out of sleep. You know, and we just gonna get straight to it.
Go ahead.
All right. Did you want to start out in Romans?
Yeah, we.
All right, go ahead and pull that.
Go ahead. I'll pull it up.
And then I got John on deck.
Go ahead. All right, this is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. All right, it says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it.
That's what I'm saying. And what are we trying to obtain as Israelites? We're trying to understand the truth. You know, we're trying to understand what we need to be doing on this planet to please the Heavenly Father and His Son. You know, and it's a lot of different avenues that people go to looking for this truth.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
That's what I'm saying. The election have obtained it. They have obtained the truth, and they teaching the truth. But the rest of the people that's searching for the truth, they've been blinded. They've been falling into all other kind of philosophies and dealing with all different other types of doctrines and those strange women, those different metaphors that let you know that what you're dealing with is not the truth. Go ahead.
It says, verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber.
It was written that the Most High was going to give people the spirit of slumber in a certain point in time, and they weren't going to be able to catch all these nuggets that are being thrown out by the apostles and elders through the Spirit, man. You know, you got all these different things that when you heard it, it just clicked. You see?
Yep.
But then when they heard it, it didn't match. Why? Because it wasn't mixed with faith.
God, oh, I got that in the room. Hebrews chapter 4.
Yeah.
All right, this is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left of us entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
I was saying, you notice how it's always talking about fear. Fear leads to salvation. You see? Yeah, you can love, but you got to understand fear before you can love.
God.
And that's where the people get the misconception at, man. They say fear when it's talking about pleasing the Heavenly Father, man. Faith, trust, words like that, man. Nowhere does it give you license to sin. Nowhere does it give you license to just do whatever you want. You know, but the people are blinded by the fact that we live in a society where you are able to do whatever you want and can't nobody judge you. You see? So that's what lulls these people to sleep.
Verse 2, it says, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them.
That's what I'm saying, man. It didn't profit them. Why? Because it wasn't what?
Not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Exactly,
man. That's what I'm saying. So you got people that know that they Israelites. But they faith needs to be built up. You see, you can understand that you're an Israelite well before your faith kicks in. Yeah. You see? So you have all these different people that still sleep, but it says the election have obtained it. So it's up to the elect to push that word out in that stead. And the people that's gonna wake up from it are gonna wake up from it whether they like us or not. Go ahead.
It says verse 3, for we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and the Most High did rest the seventh day from all his works, and in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest.
That's what I'm saying. Entering into the Most High's rest is getting into this word, man. Getting into this truth. You see? And once you have entered into his rest, you gonna conduct yourself a certain type of way. You see? You gonna want to learn more. That's what I'm saying. Because that's one thing about this truth, man. When you literally taste the truth of what Yahweh Shai is giving us, you get addicted to it, man. You know, you want to read, you want to study, you want to do those lessons. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you understand the breakdown before you bring it out and hit record. You see? And you got a lot of people that's blind to that fact, man. You blind to the truth. You blind to who to speak to. You blind to when to speak. You blind to when not to speak. You blind to all these things that's detrimental to your salvation, man. And that's what Paul is talking about, man. The election have obtained what it's going to take to get out of here. The rest of you niggas is through. Go ahead.
Con, it's a precept going into what you're saying about diligence. This is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
That's what I'm saying. Desire. I'm finna look up that word desire real quick. What verse you in?
6 verses 11.
All right.
Hebrews 6 and 11.
Hebrews 6 and 11. That's what I'm saying. It says desire. Desire. To want. You know? All right. All right, let's get that word. Desire. Okay, I got my earbuds on, so it ain't gonna say it, but it's epithmio. Alright. It says to turn upon a thing, to have a desire for, long for, to desire, to lust after, to covet. You know? And you got righteous covetousness, and you got wicked covetousness, man. So if you covet to prophesy, or if you coveting for more understanding of what the Lord is, of what's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, then you can covet that, man. It says we desire, right?
Con.
All right. It says, and we desire that every one of you show the same diligence. That's what I'm saying. So the apostle Tahar, when the apostle elder Tahar, apostle elder Gabar, apostle elder Rakah, apostle elder Ramlah, when they put up these videos constantly, they leading by example, and they not afraid to jump out there and say, do the work. Do more. You see? Because if all of us were showing the same diligence as all the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, then that'll be working on getting us out of here, man. Go ahead.
I had a precept if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is Job chapter 23, verse 11. My foot hath held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
That's what I'm saying, man. And that's from the time you born again, until the time the chariots come or whatever your destiny is going to be, man. Read that again.
Con, Job 23, verse 12. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
That's what I'm saying. And from the time that the apostles and elders of Great Millstone have come into this thing, and they haven't turned back. They haven't turned back. They haven't taken their hand from the plow. You know, whether you like them or not is irrelevant. But what I'm saying is, the apostles. Matter of fact, I'm gonna finish this verse and then we're gonna read that again. Okay. This is Hebrews 6 and 11. It says, "And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end." That's what I'm saying. So the people that Paul is talking to, he's saying, I'm hoping that we can all stay on one accord until the end. And that's what the apostles doing, man. You have to push to get the fuck out of here. And if you blind to that fact, you're going to wrestle with the scriptures and you're going to be destroyed, man. Read that again from the top of that verse.
God, this is Job chapter 23, verse 12. It says, neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
Go up.
Okay, verse 11.
Yeah.
All right, this is Job chapter 23, verse 11. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined.
That's what I'm saying, man. From the time the apostles and elders came into the truth, each one of their own respective walks, they haven't turned back. They kept the Lord. They kept the word of the Lord, man. You know, during the hour of temptation, man. When you go to Revelation 3, when you go into the hour of temptation, man, it says those that kept my word, man. That word kept is heavy, man. Matter of fact, let me go on. I'll pull it.
Can I finish the verse? Okay, verse 12 in Job 23. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
That's what I'm saying, man. The words of his mouth is more than my necessary food. Why? Because the Lord himself said, man shall not live by bread alone. Right?
God.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. The Lord is bad, man. The Lord is bad. And if you blind to how bad the Lord is, you're going to lose, man. Why you think we so adamant? Why you think we so adamant about what we saying, man? Because we believe it. That's what I'm saying. If I tell you Michael Jordan wore number 23 and you tell me he didn't, I'm going to argue with your ass all day. And don't come up with that month the nigga wore 45. The nigga played for 15 goddamn years. The nigga wore 45 for 3 weeks.
God.
The nigga wore number 23. What's on the side of the shoes? What's on the side of the jersey, bro?
God.
I'm gonna argue with your ass.
God.
You see?
God.
If you telling me that the Lord gonna save everybody, I'm gonna argue with your ass that he ain't, because the scripture don't say that.
God.
Go ahead.
God. Oh, that was it on that precept right there.
Okay, come. Let me see Revelation. That was the hour. That's what I'm thinking. Hour of temptation. Alright. Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? Now, let's get that word kept. Alright? It says to attend to carefully, take care of, to guard, metaphor, to keep one in the state in which he is, to observe, to reserve, to undergo something. You see? To attend to carefully. Right? It says that those men kept his word. And the reward for that is that the Lord is going to keep you and preserve you and reserve you unto the kingdom of heaven, man. That's what I'm saying. But if you blind to that fact, that's what I'm saying. If the Lord still haven't woke your ass up, it is what it is, man. You see? And it's did you still want to get that in John, or did you have something else?
Yeah, John is cool.
You know, and another thing that I wanted to hinge on, man, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man, they kept the word after the year 2000, man, when everybody else deserted, man. Everybody else just left. You see? And you know they had to be praying to the Lord. Look, Lord, we've been fishing all night. We ain't caught nothing. What the Lord say do? He said cast your net on the other side and see what it do. And that's what happened in 2007 when the apostles and elders started uploading their videos to YouTube, man. Now you got an abundance of fruit, man. Why? Because they didn't give up. They followed the instruction when the Lord say put the net on the other side. And from that point on, man, this thing been off to the races, man. And before you know it, we'll be out of here, man, because these prophecies been coming to pass left and right, man. But if it's still high time and you ain't awoke out of sleep, then you're gonna get left behind, man.
You want it in John or Luke?
Let's get to John.
Okay, this is John chapter 21. This is verse 5. It says, then Yahushua saith unto them.
You can start from the top. Start from
verse
the top.
1. Okay, this is John chapter 21, verse 1. After these things, Yahushua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias.
Mm-hmm.
And on this wise showed he himself.
Yep.
There were together Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus,
mm-hmm.
and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Peter saith unto them, I go a-fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee.
Mm-hmm.
They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, man. You think about that time after the year 2000, man, when the apostles and elders of Great Millstone was out there fishing. I mean, you had other camps that were still going out, but you know what I'm saying? They wasn't the ones that the Lord put the spirit on in 2007 to break this thing wide the fuck open. You see? Okay. And when the Lord said, and the Lord saw that diligence in those men through the spirit, he saw that diligence and he was like, you know what? In 2007 came, they put those videos up on YouTube, man. If now you got brothers that's 10, 12, 9 years into this thing, man. They being called elders now. You see? Fruit, what's that? John 17, it said that you will have fruit and that your fruit will remain, man. And that's what you're seeing, man. That's what you're seeing as a result of the election obtaining that which they had seeked for, man. Okay. The hopeful elect, you know? As of right now, we the hopeful elect. But once this thing come to fruition, if we are those men, the elect is going to be talking about us, man. And that's what we fighting for. That's what we shooting for. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, continuing on in verse 4, it says, but when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore. But the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5, then Yahushua saith unto them, children, have ye any meat? They answered him, no.
Right.
And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship.
That's what I'm saying, on the right side of the ship, on the righteous side of the ship. You see, the apostles and elders had to go through certain things. We have to go through certain things, man. All of the hopeful elect have to go through their things in their own personal walks, man. You see? But once this truth is given to you, once this truth is placed in your possession, that's it. That's what I'm saying. It say he that endure to the end shall be saved. Okay. So you can be in this thing for 25, 30, 50 years, man. But that's what I'm saying. If you fall short before the Lord come back, then you fall short before the Lord come back. And that's a scary ass thing, man. And if you're not awoken to that fact, you're going to lose. Go ahead.
Con. It says, verse 6, continuing on, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find.
Mm-hmm.
They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes.
That's what I'm saying, man. So now it's to the point now to where the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone have to delegate tasks to the other churches, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 7, therefore that disciple whom Yahushua loved saith unto Peter, it is the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat unto him,
mm-hmm.
for he was naked, and did cast himself into the sea.
Right. He trying to get out there to the Lord, man. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from the land, but it was about it says, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they were come to the land, they saw a fire of coals there,
right,
and fish laid thereon, and bread.
That's what I'm saying, man. So now that we got the fruit, we got the fish. It's not a meal that's being prepared. Not a feast is being prepared, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 10, Yahushua saith unto them, bring the fish which ye have now caught.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Peter went up and drew the net to land full of great fishes,
mm-hmm.
and 153. And for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, man. Meaning the elect ain't going. That's what I'm saying. You can't pluck nobody out the Lord's hand.
Con.
You see?
Con.
You got something?
Scriptures say fishers of men.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it real quick.
Con.
This is Matthew chapter 4, verse 19. It said, verse 18. It says, and Yahushua walking by the Sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter,
mm-hmm.
and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea,
mm-hmm.
for they were fishers.
That's right. And I'm saying now you got to understand. Now you got to understand when it's actually fish and when it's actually man.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Because both are in there. You got to be able to distinguish the two.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's Matthew chapter 4, verse 19. And he saith unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they did, man. That's what they did. Okay. Fishers of men, man. You see? So the next time, so the account we reading in John, that's what I'm saying. It was talking about fish, like fish. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to catch the metaphor. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Gone. Back in John chapter 21 and in verse 12, it says, Yahushua saith unto them, come and dine. And none of the disciples durst ask him, how art thou? Knowing that it was the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua then cometh and taketh bread and giveth them, and fish likewise.
Right.
Now this is now the third time that Yahushua showed himself to the disciples after that he was risen from the dead.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's heavy, man. That's his third time showing them. You see? But that's what I'm saying. Each time he came, their faith was increased more and more. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua saith unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?
Mm-hmm.
He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs.
You see? So we went from no fruit to hella fruit, mm-hmm. to the meal being prepared. Now it's time to work. Now it's time to work. Go ahead.
Verse 16. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me?
Right.
He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee.
Mm-hmm.
He saith unto him, Feed my sheep.
Yep.
He saith unto him a third time.
That's what I'm saying. It's always 3 times. You see? It's always 3 times. Go ahead.
Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me?
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the Lord is asking all these men that come into the truth. Do you love me? Feed my lambs. Do you love me? Feed my sheep. And eventually he gonna ask you enough times. He gonna ask certain men enough times where they be like, you know what, the hell with your sheep. I'm tired of you asking me about your sheep. And they gonna fall the fuck by the wayside. Just like they always do, man. Just like they always do.
Yep.
You see? But that ain't what the Lord prescribed for us, man, if we those men.
Okay.
And you have to be awoken to that fact, man. If you're not awoken to that fact, that's what I'm saying, man. You're going to think this is about you. Go ahead.
Con. It says, and he said unto him, the continuing in verse 17, and he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee.
Now keep in mind, he said, you know everything, Lord. You know I love you.
Con.
So if he know everything, he also know who don't love him. That's why he got the right to ask.
Con.
Go ahead.
Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep.
Feed my sheep, man. That's what I'm saying. If you love me, feed my sheep. I ain't trying to hurt none of all that other bullshit. All them excuses you got. I don't care how much money you got. If you love me, feed my sheep. That's it. Didn't give no other instructions. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Verily, verily I say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself, and walkest whither thou wouldest. And when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee, and carry thee whither thou wouldest not.
Okay, yeah, that's going into something else. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, man, you have to understand that once you come into this truth, man, it's a certain, everything is going to change. Everything is going to change, man. If you come into this truth and you think you can be the same person, you have no idea what you have gotten yourself into. And it's going to be a detriment to your salvation, man. It's going to be a detriment to your salvation. You got any other precepts?
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay, come on.
This is Sirach chapter 7, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hate not laborious work.
That's what I'm saying. Hate not laborious work, man. That's what I'm saying. You can't hate studying and looking words up and doing research, man. Not if you want to get out of here. Go ahead.
It says, hate not laborious work.
That's what I'm saying. Even in the physical world, even if the physical world, if you're in the husbandry, if you're a half-ass farmer, you're going to starve.
God.
Just that simple. So hate not laborious work, man. Laborious work is what's going to feed your family. Laborious work is what's going to deliver your family, man. Go ahead.
God. It says, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
You got to work, man. You got to work, man. That's what I'm saying. We the ones that messed up paradise.
God.
You know what I'm saying? We blew that. That's what I'm saying. We blew that. So you're going to have to work to get it back. That's all it is.
God.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, with that, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.